What's going on, guys? Welcome back with another video. Today, yes, you heard that right. You read it right. It wasn't clickbait. I lost lots of money. I lost during my years in investments, in crypto, and other assets. I lost money. And every single one that actually deals in entrepreneurial world and in investment world has lost money. If you're not have experienced the loss, you actually haven't built any success. Because if you only been experiencing success wins after wins, your foundation is very fragile. The moment you experience a big loss, you will be shaken to your core and you will be basically standing, doing nothing, knowing nothing, and also don't have any reference to go back to learn from. So in today's video, I am going to give you a free life lesson, real life lessons, so you can understand the game. You can understand how the market really works. And I hope from this video, I not only give you some valid experience and information, but also give you a real glasses so you can look through and see the reality rather than just stumbling upon things and then brushing them in a generalized way, claiming false things, calling everything around you a scam. But before I start, I want you to hit the like, subscribe. Don't forget to share the video so everybody else can actually benefit. Let's set the foundation, because everything in life has to have a foundation. You have to have your own foundation in life so you can actually take decisions, the right decisions, hopefully. So back in the days, I was doing lots of work in different industries, exploring my opportunities and also seeing what works and what's not. I have actually came across many opportunities and I have personally lost lots of money. I personally lost so much money. But here's what I learned from it. Sometimes you need to understand how to look up things, how to understand things before you actually go into them. Previously, I was jumping on every single opportunity that I see. I want to make money. In doing so, I was ignoring lots of what actually makes the profits. Understanding when to enter, what to buy, what to sell, when to sell, who to surround yourself with. All of these are important. Fast forward, I start focusing on learning. I start focusing on educating myself on the things that I failed to grasp at first. So when I was entering a deal, and I was actually forming partnership and I buy stuff and I lose. So from that moment on, I start picking my partners, setting up plan from the beginning, what to buy, when to buy, how to buy it. And also make sure that I have my own exit strategy before I go in. And long story short, everything in the market, think of it as it's a game. You have to learn its rules in order to win. You cannot go into a game not knowing the rules and you expect to win. It doesn't work that way. If you are a gamer, if you are an athlete, you understand this mentality 1000%. If you don't understand how the game is being played, the rules, you cannot win. You cannot win because you're not going to play the game right. As simple as that. So crypto is not an alien thing by itself. It follows the same thing. It still exists in our reality. And since it has to do with supply and demand, it follows the same rules. Let me take you now to Bitcoin, the mother of all, and let's see if Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Is Bitcoin a scam? Is the Bitcoin the best asset man have ever created? So let me take you to Bitcoin. So if we go to CoinMarketCap, let's go to CoinMarketCap, and Bitcoin right now is mooning, but mooning compared to what reference? Because if you are one of those who bought Bitcoin right here when it was 65K, right now you are sitting, my friend, on 50% losses. And that's with Bitcoin recent move. And when a Bitcoin was on the 17, 16,000, you were running around on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, calling it, guess what? You ready for it? Scam. Just because you lost a little bit of money here or there, you start running around with your big brush, painting everything and calling it a scam. It does not work that way. Maybe the problem is in your understanding. Maybe, just saying, maybe the problem is your way of seeing things and understanding things. And guess what? This person right here had made videos, and I'm gonna play it right now.
I've said, even before the war in Europe, I've said, hey people, stablecoin now. People were laughing at me. Thank God, only few have followed my advice to triumph today. And only smart people listen. I can't really tell every single one to follow your advice or actually force them to follow your advice, so I digress. A couple of months later, we are in a huge dump. Everyone was scared, people are selling on the losses, and this is the worst thing that you can do. You need to educate yourself, and this is probably the best thing that you can do to yourself in the 2023. If I haven't seen those signs, I would have come today and published this video. And here it is. It is way more dangerous to be out of crypto than to be in crypto right now. I repeat, there is way more danger of being out of crypto right now than to being in crypto, right?
That's what I used. That's what I did. That's what I preached. This is my personal opinion. This is not a financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Please be educated and do your own due diligence. But I said what I believed in, right? And guess what? Here we are today, right? People who bought at 16,000, bought at 17,000, they're sitting at almost like double, 100% profit right now. And Bitcoin is still on 34. God knows Bitcoin where it's going to be tomorrow. Maybe it will go all the way to 100K. Maybe it will go down to a 10K. This is the market. This is the supply and demand. What do you think Bitcoin produces? When I buy Bitcoin, when you buy Bitcoin, do you have a person knocking on the door every single morning, giving you a gallon of milk, a packet of eggs every single morning simply because you bought a Bitcoin? No. Bitcoin doesn't produce shit. Bitcoin is just another cryptographic currency on the blockchain. People buy it actually just to, store value. They call it store of value, but in reality, supply and demand, my friend. If more people buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes up. If more money sells Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes down. And you take this and generalize it on every single crypto in the industry. I don't care if it's a Bitcoin or a shitcoin and anything in between. Supply and demand, my friend. Just because you bought the top are in the 70%, 50%, 90%, 100%, 110% losses, that doesn't make it a scam. Because guess what? Your losses, somebody else's win. And vice versa. Now, I'm not going to go into the market psychology and supply and demand because I'm going to reserve that to my course, right? And I'm not plugging my course by any means here. I'm just saying the way it is, right? But boy, oh boy, fed up with a lot of bullshit, right? And a lot of people, ignorance, right? Coming into the crypto, putting a lot of money and expecting it to moon without even knowing the game, without even knowing the rules. It doesn't work that way. Let me take you to Ethereum, for instance. Again, if you bought Ethereum on the top when it was 4,450, right now you're sitting, my friend, on 60% losses. 60% losses. A lot of people who never ever heard of Ethereum, if they experience this much loss, guess what? They're going to call it a Ponzi scheme. They're going to call it scam. Scam! Brush it! Scam! Guess what? They then ignore everything and call this a scam. Just because you bought the top, that doesn't make Ethereum a scam. Because guess what? A lot of people are actually either accumulated more, bought more, or actually just got introduced to Ethereum today, and they are sitting on profit. Or even better, they got introduced to Ethereum back in 2017, and in 2018, 2016, 2019, 2020. So it's all about perspective. Let's leave Ethereum. Literally, you can pick any crypto from here. It follows the same pattern. Let's go to Pulsechain. Since lots of my viewers are actually into the Pulsechain ecosystem, let's go to Pulsechain. So this is Pulsechain. If you have bought Pulsechain, if you have sacked for Pulsechain, if you have bought Pulsechain when it was at sack price, which is 0.301, brother, you are sitting at 50% losses right now. In fact, it went all the way down almost 70 to 80% losses. A lot of people calling it a scam. They exited with a hefty losses. And guess what? It started going up again. So people who actually bought on the very bottom when it ran up recently, they actually recouped all of their losses since the sack price. And sometimes they even made money. Why? Because they understand the game. They understand the rules. Wake up and you're on 30, 40, 50, 60% losses. You don't sell. You do not sell, because when you sell, you become a loser. You only lose when you sell. Well, what I did, and I just go back 2-3 videos ago, go see what I said about Pulsechain and when I was actually buying.
So if you're willing to lose 30%, let's say you put 10K, and then you end up losing 3,000. If you have that stamina, buy now, because when it reaches that 509, there's new wave that gonna go. There is going to be a lot of potential moving to the upside from there on. Dollars. If you say no, I don't have that stamina, we'll just wait for it, because Bitcoin is not clear from the downtrend yet. Okay?
It doesn't have to be a rocket science. You don't have to make it complicated. You make it complicated. It's not a complicated game. You just need to understand how to buy, when to buy, and what to do when you are in losses, right? That's Pulsechain, all the way to the sack price again, and from there to the moon. Who knows? Again, who knows? Again, this is the game that we are playing. Nobody knows if this shit goes up, down, sideways for generation to come. The only thing that we are in control is the amount of spend on investing in this shit, when to enter, when to exit. That is it. And with that comes lots of practice, knowledge, and you need to be educated, my friend. And PulseX follows the same pattern. It's even worse with PulseX, right? But it follows the same pattern. And so now let's move to PulseX. A lot of people give me hate over PulseX and amplifier, and I don't understand it. I don't understand. What the hell, man? Let me take you to PulseX. Let's see if it's something that you're lacking in understanding about the crypto in general and how they work, or if it's something actually in the project themselves. So let's go ahead and start with PulseX. So PulseX lost over 100% of its value. Yes, you heard that right. From the SAC price, it went all the way up. I believe it did something like, 2x's or 3x's on the top, and then it went all the way down. It lost over 100% from its top and about 90 to 80% from the SAC price. Now the question becomes, if you sold at 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, 100%, of course, you're going to run around and call it, guess what? Scam. It doesn't work that way. Now what I did, what so many other people did, we don't sell on the loss. I don't sell on loss. I would much rather hold it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years than sell it at 70, 60, 80% losses. Because again, as soon as you sell, you lost. That's it. Your loss is somebody else's win. Where do you think that trade goes? When you sell on a loss, somebody else is willing to buy that. So he basically bought your bags at a loss, at a discount, at a loss for you, at a discount for him. So that's the market, supply and demand. Keep in mind, I had a huge amount of bags on the SAC time for PulseX, and when it went all the way down to over 90% of its SAC price, I bought heavily. I actually bought 5 folds my original investments at PulseX. Again, this is not a financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own due diligence, but I'm only telling you what's going on, how people perceive the market differently. And that's why recently I made a video. I said, I'm no more PulseX for me. Why? Because I think I bought it out of bottom. I bought so much PulseX, I cannot, you won't believe it. So with its recent slight moves toward the upside, guess what? I'm not only recouped all of my 90% losses from the SAC price, but I also made profit. Now, what makes this different than, let's say, somebody who sold at 70, 80, 90% loss and running around calling it a scam and calling everyone who's mentioned PulseX as a scammer? What is the difference between this one and this one? It's only one thing. Psychology of the trade, how you perceive things. Go back, watch all of my videos regarding PulseX and many other projects. Minimum amount of time you want to hold it. The minimum, bare minimum, I want to hold it. It's 2 years. Now, it's the same case with Amplifier from version 1 and currently version 2. A lot of people are making money, some are losing money. Same with every single crypto project. And guess what? Only the losers are vocals. The winners, I bet you this, I bet you for every one gainer post, there are about 30 posts who are very vocal, who calling everything around them a scam simply because they lost on their journey. That's just the market, supply and demand, my friend. You need to educate yourself on knowing exactly when to enter, how to exit. This project, I can make profit with it. What's the risk to reward ratio? Okay, I can take that risk. Then you need to develop exit strategy before you even enter. And you have to understand another thing. I don't give my stamp of approval of every single project that I review. I just review it. It's just put my personal opinion. It's not a financial advice at the end of the day. You need to do your own due diligence. You have to be very careful when you entering crypto projects. They're very volatile. They're very risky. But if you get early access, early information about projects, you can get in early with all of this strategy that you have to basically have before going into any project for that matter. You can come on top every single time, or the majority of them, to be more realistic. I made videos on Pulsechain, PulseX, BNB, PulsePath. The list goes on and on. They might moon tomorrow. And also, They might go to zero tomorrow. Who knows? You have to decide whether it's good for you to invest or not. You have to decide. Each one of us has a different risk toward appetite. Somebody might invest $100 and see it a lot, and somebody might see 100K. Nothing. See? So it all subjective. So from now on, I'm going to focus on teaching people and give them the actual checklist for you to go through every single time you find something, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's like, on the forums, whether Discord, whatever, right? You take that project, you go through this checklist based on your own situation. You will make the final decision whether it's something that makes sense for you to go in or be part of or not. Therefore, I am going to focus on putting a lot of effort into my course. I want to teach people. I want to teach people from the scratch, because the thing that I'm seeing in front of me, frustrating me, right? People are telling me, TCP, I have $1,000. I throw it all in that project. Dumb, stupid. Stay away from crypto. If you have $1,000, you are in no way, shape, or form to invest. Again, this is not a financial advice, but what I'm telling you right now, it's a life advice. Take it from me, from somebody who lost money, somebody who made money, worked in different industries, and have exposures to so many things in life. If you have $1,000 right now, here's what I want you to do. Take that $1,000 and divide it by 3. Make $300 into 350s, right? The first 350s, you need to take it and go ahead and buy a course. I don't know. Pick your industry. What you are interested in doing in your life. What you are interested in pursuing. Do you want to be a real estate? Do you want to be in the stock market? Do you want to be in a crypto? Maybe you are a guy who likes cars. Maybe you are a guy who likes watches. Who knows? You decide that, but I want you to take that 350 and invest it in yourself. Listen to me. Invest it in yourself. If you have $1,000, bro, don't even watch YouTube videos or anything about investing now. You need to invest it in you. You need to elevate your way of thinking. That's how you start. Because you need to build that mentality. You need to build that foundation. You remember when we talked early in this video about the foundation? You need to build that foundation. So I want you to take that 350, my friend. I want you to go ahead, see whatever you are interested in, pursue it, buy a course to understand how to monetize that thing, how to make money from that thing, right? So go ahead and buy a course. Now, the second 350, I want you to go ahead and go to seminars. The more hands you shake, the more money you make, my man. It's as simple as that. Go ahead, go to seminars. You can book a ticket. If you are in the crypto, let's say, right? Since we're crypto channel, we're talking about crypto. If you're in the crypto, go to Miami seminars, Bitcoin. If you are in Miami, it's not going to cost you. Probably you're going to drive. Even if you are in the South Carolina, North Carolina, you can just drive, my man. If you're in Georgia, just drive. 350, it's going to give you access to the seminar. You're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to make a lot of friends. You're going to know a lot of things. You're going to make a lot of connections. And on the way out, probably you're going to have a nice meal, right? Do that. You can do that. Now, the other $300 that's left, I want you to do this with it. Go ahead and buy yourself a nice clothing. Go ahead and buy yourself a nice suit, a nice shirt, right? Nice shirt, a nice shoe, right? It doesn't need to be expensive, my man. It doesn't need to be expensive to look good. Maybe a suit for $150, right? A nice shave, a nice haircut. Why? Because when you want to go to these seminars, you want people to take you seriously. You cannot dress like shit and speak like a billionaire. It doesn't work that way. People demand respect when you dress like a successful person. When you dress like a millionaire, you speak like a millionaire, people will listen to you as they were listening to a millionaire. Perception is a real thing in this life. So you have to learn it. So that's how you invest $1,000. Don't invest it in crypto project, please. And if you have a $10,000, it's hard. It's really hard. Invest it in yourself. Now, another thing I want you to understand. Do not invest any money. I don't give a shit if it's a Bitcoin or a shitcoin, if it's in the stock market or anywhere that you're gonna lose sleep over. What do I mean? If you invest a certain amount of money and you're always scary, right? You're always scared, I'm gonna lose it. And you see yourself searching and looking at the graph every day when you wake up in the morning. And these are the signs that you are actually over leveraging. You are putting too much money into stuff. Let's say I have, I don't know, like maybe at $10,000 right now, right? I want to invest $10,000. TCP. How are you going to invest $10,000? All right. I decided to invest $10,000. I'm going to go ahead and search, right, for I'm going to go ahead and search the top 30 projects on the blockchain. Let's say we narrowed them down to, let's say, 2 or 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and invest, not the 10,000. I'm going to go ahead and invest 10%. So now we are down from a $10,000 to $1,000. Now in this $1,000, the maximum that I can lose, it's 500. So it's only 0.5% of my $10,000. And what are the profits that I'm looking for? 2 to 1, my friend. If I put $1,000, I'm looking to make $2,000. If I made $2,000 on $1,000, I can take that trade every single day. If I make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the higher the better. The more the better, right? But what I want you to understand is that this should be your ruler and adjust your investment base to. Again, this is not a financial advice. This is what I do when it comes to crypto, when it comes to stock market, when it comes to buying commodities. I want to make sure that I only invest money that if I lose, I have no problem with, because only 5, 2, 3, 5, maybe maximum 10% out of my actual capital. That's how you should be thinking of money. In fact, all of this and more coming soon on my actual course. And since we're speaking about my course, I want to make announcements on my course. So when I'm done finishing the course, I am going to structure the payment of the course in a way that give you the benefits. So I'm not only giving you knowledge, but I'm also going to give you the way to profit from. I'm trying to see ways, I'm trying to see ways that I can do it like, affiliate marketing. So if you buy the course and you're going to go ahead and sell the course, you have that ability to make money, to generate money on that sell, and you can keep that money. I don't need that money. You can keep that money. I'm going to take a portion of my cut, donate it to a charity that feeds the poor. Because at the end of the day, it feels better, man. It feels better when you do something good. It feels better from inside, man. Try it. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link. I mean, it's not sponsored. You don't have to click it or do it. It's not sponsored. If you want to click it, if you want to use it to donate to the charity, that's fine. If you don't, that's totally fine. Go ahead and find another charity. Do whatever you want. In fact, and this is a good advice that I can give you. So if you can donate to charity, if you can help other people, go for it. That's what I'm trying to do. that's what I'm gonna do with the generated income of my course. So if you want to help me, if you want to help the other people, I'm putting all of my knowledge, all of my efforts into it, and hopefully we can come up with something really good, really beneficial to all of the viewers, to all of you guys, to empower you to make real gains. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit a like, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.